Like a craft beer through a pint glass, these are the gays of our lives. A show where Lisa and Avery get out their gay decoder rings to decipher the gay alphabet and bridge the gap between the older and younger LGBTQ community and everyone fucking else. And now here are your hosts, Lisa and Avery. Don't blame them.
So today we have some special guests on. They're actually very close to my co-host.
They're allies. They're actually my godkids. And we've got Lexi, Abby, and Audrey today. And they're going to come on and tell about what it was like growing up around me.
Well, I think being raised an ally more than just having Uncle Sears around. So.
Uncle Lisa.
Okay. You're still an uncle.
Right.
Okay. So,
go ahead.
No, you go first.
So, when did you guys technically realize that I was not quite what people say normal?
You know how we would always have parties in Meadow Bend, either at Laura's or Carrie's?
Yeah.
I think I was 10, and the girlfriend you were dating at the time, I don't even know. It was when you guys went out to a smoke break, and I was like, they don't look like my mom and dad, they just look different. Yeah, different. And so I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah.
How about you, Abby?
I always knew you were special because you were always...
I think she's my favorite.
You were
so
the
far.
loudest one. You were the loudest one out of everybody, and you taught me to be myself and be out there and get out there. And I just knew you were special ever since I came out and waited for you.
That's true. She waited 9 hours for delivery. I had to work. I said, wait for me. I told her mom, I stopped in the morning before work, and I said, wait on me.
For delivery.
Before she came out. Yes.
Oh.
Yes, she waited 9 hours.
I didn't understand. I'm out in the cold,
She waited 9 hours, and they're like, oh, nothing's happening. Go on back there. And I knocked on the door, and her dad was like, don't come in. She's pushing. And I was like, right when I walked in, I was like, she's coming now. She waited on me.
You're my favorite.
She knew.
You came along a little bit later in my life, so when did you, you were older, so you already probably knew that I was Uncle Lisa, and it was nothing abnormal.
Yeah. I think Abby and I became friends around when we were 6 years old.
Was it 6?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I do remember her calling you Uncle Lisa, and at first I was like, well, that's kind of weird. But then I met you and learned your personality and everything, and then it was just normal to me after that you were Uncle Lisa.
So was Lisa the first for all of you to be the gay person?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Probably the most gay person in their life.
The most forward.
Volume is always you.
Yeah, I think you were the most
the most forward.
Most open.
Yeah. Because I have an uncle that's gay, but he was very
quiet about it.
It's still very low key.
That's sad.
Yeah.
And I say with how much people are out these days.
I know, but yeah.
I know.
So, do you guys have any gay friends?
Yes.
Do you?
Yeah.
Did they come out to you when?
Well, one of them, I don't know, I feel like I have a good gaydar, so, I instantly knew how she was and everything, and one day, she was acting real weird that whole day, and then she came up to me, she's like, Abby, I really need to talk to you, I think I'm gay, because I have these feelings for girls, and I don't have the same feelings for guys and everything like that, and I was like, I know. She's like, what? You know how? I was like, I just had that feeling, but I'm always going to love you if you because her family's not supportive in it at all, so she's still quiet about it, and it makes me sad because the things that her mom says about her just is heartbreaking, and she can't be open, she has a girlfriend, but she can't bring her girlfriend around because...
That's sad.
That sucks.
It is terrible, and it makes me hurt, but, she loves you, and she, that's what made her came out, was meeting you and everything like that. She's like, oh, Lisa's so open about everything. I wish I could be like that.
I don't know how not to be.
Yeah.
I know.
It used to get me in trouble, but,
Yeah. Well, it's just funny because, I think, even, with both our generations, it was still kind of one of those things where it's you're either going to be out or you're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And imagine, I guess, is it kind of the same way still?
Yeah, I think it's a lot harder for, younger kids. now, just because like how high school is, you know, like, being different.
Well, see, I think it's better.
It's the other way
You
around
think
so?
because I have sisters that are in high school right now, and one of them has actually come out.
Good for her.
But so I think it's a lot easier for them in this day and age because it's so like it's on the media, like
Yeah.
it's okay on social media, it's in movies, it's on like it's everywhere. So it's more okay, and people are more okay about it, and it's people just feel like they can be themselves now. Where I feel like even when we started high school, like it was still kind of like a touchy subject to talk about. Like everybody was real quiet and low key about it. But then it's like even in 4 years, like the progress that it's made is huge.
Right. I also think it depends on like where you live, because like I live in a
Well, that's true.
very
Your school
rural,
is different than
yes,
Franklin Township,
than
for
her
sure.
school.
Right.
And so like I mean I don't think I know very many like gay kids that go to my school or went to my high school. I mean I don't know like now, but yeah.
Because they were in the closet.
Right, yeah.
You know, it's funny, Abby, you almost said word for word what your mom said to me.
Really?
She was the first person I ever called when I decided I think I'm gay.
So wait, who's her mom? Have we
Carrie.
talked about her mom? Oh, okay, we've totally talked about your mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been friends with both of their parents since we were 5 years old.
Okay.
And there's a third young girl that was unable to make it, whose parent I was also friends with. But I called her mother, and I said, and I did this. Katy Perry stole it from me. I called her and I said, I kissed a girl and I think I like it. Seriously, did say that. And she
You're right,
goes,
she just paraphrased you and made a hit song. I
she
hate
did.
her.
Rude. She must have been listening in.
Yeah.
And Carrie said almost word for word, yeah, we've known all along. And I'm like, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
And she goes, I love you no matter what. It doesn't matter. And I'm like, okay.
I think like close friends just kind of do. I mean, because even my friend from high school who has like my god kids, like even when I told her, she was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of continued from there.
Well,
Like,
I
we just
think
kept drinking
that
coffee.
was the start of why I'm so open. She's
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, we knew. We'll love you anyways. And I went to a smaller school.
Yeah.
And, you know, my mom was so worried that everybody would be mean to me about it. Because it was we had one half black girl in our school. Blacks weren't welcome in Beech Grove back then.
Yeah.
So my mom was worried that something, it
So
was,
backwards.
it was
And
before,
that's like
Walmart.
where I live is basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it's.
And you know what? Nobody.
Yeah.
Everybody just accepted me. And I think that's
Good.
why I've been so open the way I am forever. But I had friends that had to hide.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, and
So
it's,
then you go to rural school. What kind of high school or did you guys go to?
It's huge.
Franklin
It's
Township.
Franklin
Franklin
Township.
Central.
Oh, okay.
Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Okay, right on.
We've got a little bit of everything.
I was say that's literally a melting pot.
Oh, yeah.
Franklin
For
Central.
sure. Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, then I went to Carmel, and that was still in like the conservative days.
Yeah.
You know, so it was like a little different. There was like a GSA, but if you belonged to it, you were weird. So like I definitely didn't.
GSA,
Yeah.
Gay Straight Alliance.
Yeah. But then it was one of those things where if you belonged
There was
to
no
it.
such thing. I didn't know what GSA was.
What? Back in the 80s, there wasn't a GSA? That's insane. Oh, no, you're right. That was the 60s. That makes way more sense.
He's a dick. Anyways, did you guys have a Gay Straight Alliance at school? No?
Well, to be fair, with the Franklin Central one, they don't really need one. It's just kind of like, oh, that guy's gay. Cool. And then with
That's really
you
what
guys,
it
I
was.
think it's probably the opposite, where it's like
Yeah.
you don't want to be a part of that. So
Yeah,
it'd be hard to get like the
You
grouping
know, it's
together.
funny because I remember when it was one of the kids' birthdays, and I remember us being there, and you had told me there was two people walking. We had our park, and two people were walking, and I'm like, is that two girls holding hands? And you were like, yeah, they do that in our hallway all the time. And I'm like, and they kiss, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That to me just blew my mind. When did you guys graduate?
17.
Yeah, 2017, last year.
2 years ago.
I
Oh, wow.
graduated last year.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, you guys graduated too.
Yeah.
I
No.
don't want to hear it. When did you graduate, at least?
10 years ago.
Yeah, that's
80,
not good.
87.
You watch your mouth. That was your dad. That was your father. You watch your mouth.
She only went from 80 to 87, too.
But that was her dad,
No,
so that's
no,
fair.
I think my dad graduated in 89. So
Okay.
you were like 91, 92.
There you go.
92.
But, you know. But no, I mean, it's so crazy to see the difference in how it is. And you guys have always been around me, so, you know, I don't think it matters who's what when
No.
walks up to you. I mean, have you ever seen a a blatant man in a dress or a bearded woman, as we had a guest on.
Oh.
Have you ever seen somebody out in public and go, they're gay, and just don't pay them no mind?
Yeah.
All the time because you're so used to it, right?
Yeah.
They're like, I didn't know anything different because, I mean, I've grown up with it, so I thought it was normal, and I don't see any difference whenever I see people.
That's what I love.
Or anything.
Well, then, like, so on a college campus, that's, you know, obviously, like, a very, like, open thing now, right?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. You see it all the time.
Yeah, Purdue is very, that's where I go, is very open. I mean, their LGBTQ center is awesome.
Oh, I haven't had that.
Yeah,
You have something for
I
me?
have that pin for you.
She's got me a Purdue rainbow pin.
I do. I do have that.
Solid. Okay, then you guys go to...
I go to Indiana State.
Okay.
I go to International Business College, actually, like right down the street over
For a vet tech.
Oh, that's awesome. That's because I had a friend who did that, and I let her look at my dog all
Yeah, I'm proud of her.
the time. Not because it's free, just because she's good at what she does. So.
So yeah, but I don't know. You guys are so in tune with everything about it because you've been around it so long. I don't even know. Any questions?
Yeah, okay, so, like, have you guys had, I mean, obviously, you had a sister who came out to you, so, like, that probably didn't change your perspective much of her. Did you see that coming, though, with that?
Definitely as she got older, yes.
Okay.
It just, her personality and, like, the things, like, you could tell that she was. Even, like, before she, like, physically came out to us, like, it was kind of like I have a feeling, like, this is where she's heading. And she, like, to us, she's very shy as herself, so she doesn't really talk to us about it, but you can tell, like, that's who she is.
Yeah, that was kind of coming down the pipeline. Well, I'm just, because I don't know, I always think family dynamics, and your parents, obviously being around Lisa, were just like, yes, gay child! So, I mean, because there are certain parents that, like, that's, like, a whole, like, they want a gay kid. We've had, you know, Misty on.
I'm not as close to her mother as I am theirs, because I didn't graduate or been friends with her since I was 5, but she's been around me, and she's never batted an eye that I'm a big old dyke.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, if she's been around you since age 6, around your mom.
Yeah.
You know.
So, yeah, I'm sure your mom was the same when they came out, wasn't she?
Yeah, my mom was fine with it. I mean, there was a little bit of, like...
Disappointment?
Not disappointment. My dad is very, like, conservative and was raised very religious, so it was a little bit hard for him at first to, like, accept it, but then once because I don't think he ever saw it, but once she, like, came out and he kind of, like, realized, like, okay, like, like,
started to kind of register with him.
He still loves his daughter.
Yeah. Right.
That's good.
And, you know, I think, like, I've heard, like, a really good phrase, you know, you just never know what your kids are going to throw at you, so I think it just, like, surprises some people and takes some easing.
I think my mom was actually disappointed at first.
Really?
Because, and I always was raised white picket fence, fence, kids, husband. And in my mind, my childhood minister was going to marry me in our church in Beech Grove. In my head, that was exactly what was going to happen. And then I realized, I'm gay. Maybe he'll still marry me in my church. Probably not. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just like, my mom was disappointed, I think, at first. And then she was like, I love you, I don't care. She got used to it. So I'm glad you're, and nowadays and age, I don't know, I'm saying that wrong. How is it?
Well, usually it's just nowadays or in this age.
Yeah, whatever.
People usually like
I'm combining it. Yeah,
I
whatever.
was just telling
Today,
you why it wasn't working.
Today is days. Whatever. I don't know.
Today's age.
Something. It's more common for people to actually come out younger and everything. I met a girl that was 7 at a wedding, and they did the male-female dance, one on each side, and I saw her and she had a tie on, and I didn't know her, and she kind of looked like a boy, and I was like, nah, that's a little lesbian. She was like so cute. She looked like me when I was 7, but I didn't know it. And they said, guys over there, girls over there, and I saw her look up and look at her mom, and her mom goes, and she took off over to the boys' side.
Aww.
And I was like, oh, that's so cool that parents are that accepting now. I think it's definitely better. And I mean, you guys are proof of it.
Yeah.
I mean, because when you guys have kids, hopefully not for a while.
Oh, no.
I'll kill you all.
Everybody's their own timeline.
I'll kill them all.
Yeah.
They're not.
Kill
They're
them
too
all.
young. They're too young. But I mean, when you guys have kids, I'm sure they're going to be like, so.
Yeah.
Or if you had a gay kid, you'll be like, okay.
Right.
So that's what I wish more people were more inclusive like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely how, like, you're raised, too. Because, like, kids don't grow up, like, hating a certain thing. Like, it's definitely, like, the generation thing and how,
They don't, they're...
Well, hatred's definitely taught. She made a really good point there. I mean, because for me, like, because, you know, I've admitted this to you before, like, I was raised very homophobic. And, like, there's a reason it took me, like, years to come out, even being raised in a more open community. So I think that, like, when it comes to, like, them being raised without any type of hatred, I imagine it's completely changed how they were raised.
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's always, you're raised that way.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know any better. I mean, there are still Red Sox fans being raised, so...
Never wearing that hat around you. Are you a Yankees fan?
Mm-hmm.
Right here. What?
Why Yankees?
Because they're better than you guys.
World Series would say otherwise.
Oh. You got anything else to add about this, though?
No.
I mean, I loved you guys coming on, and I appreciate it. And you guys have mean so much to me because you guys have always been so accepting and caring. And even when I had trouble with my MS, you guys jumped up and helped me anytime you could. And, you know, it means a lot to me. And I appreciate you guys being allies to not just me, but everybody out there in the community. And the entire LGBTQAI plus community. I think I got that right.
Plus. Did you say plus?
I said
You did a great
AI
job.
plus.
Oh, you did a great job. I'm really proud of you.
I'm getting better at this shit. I'm learning from this podcast.
So then, I mean, truly,
I really am.
but then, like, so then I guess as allies being raised, do each of you have something you kind of, like, want to say maybe to kids who are in a more rural environment or even maybe in a more city environment, just kind of to be more encouraging, or anything you'd like to add?
I just want everyone to love and not hate so much. Like, there are some kids nowadays in high school that do make fun and bully kids that are different, or if a guy is holding hands with another guy in the hallway, then they'll just look at them or say mean stuff to them or anything like that. But just show love and stop hating on everybody. Just let them be. It's not your life. Yeah. Just let them do them, and
I mean,
do you.
We're all people. Like, why ridicule the ones that make different life choices than you?
Right.
You know, like, you like this, I like this, okay?
Move on.
And it always gets better. Like, that's something I've noticed, like, going from, like, each year, like, I feel like it gets better, and being in, like, college and stuff, like, it's so accepting. Like, even I'm a senator for our student government, and we have a representative for the LGBTQ community, and it just gets better. Like, just stay strong and, like, keep going with it and just be yourself, because eventually, like, it'll be okay.
Yeah. It does. And unfortunately, too many kids do get bullied, like you said, and unfortunately, too many of them take their lives.
Yeah.
And it's sad. And there shouldn't be that.
Right.
You know, they should have a gay-straight alliance in every school. Well,
Right,
or not,
yeah.
because can you imagine the kids that are gay in your school?
Yeah.
How hard it is for them?
Right. I think it's getting easier the more, like, with time.
Yeah,
And everything.
and everything is,
But,
it seems like.
yeah.
It's getting, well, and you know, I mean, it's on shows every day.
Oh, yeah, Instagram, like,
It's just,
there's so many, like, males out there that have, like, cosmetics, like Jeffree Star, and, like, that type of
Jeffree
stuff.
Star.
Not Jeffree Star.
Yeah. Don't so
there's, and then you've got people like Louis Anderson playing a woman on TV, and I mean, I'm like,
yeah.
you know, and so people, I think, really are realizing you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
No, yeah.
So
We're only here for a short time, so might as well, you know, do what
life
you
is
love.
short, that's for sure.
It is. No.
Lisa, anything else to add?
No,
Okay.
not really.
Actually, I have a question.
Yes.
So, did you guys, like, always know that something was different about you? Or, like, was something, like, happened in your life that, like, made you? Or
Did you, like, just wake up one day? And
Yeah,
it's like,
did you?
Okay,
I mean, I was just,
I'll
like,
let you go
Okay,
first.
Because
yeah,
a lot of
'cause it-
people are, like, one or the other, you know?
Well, and that's why we started this, because when I came out, back in my day, it was LBGT. T meant drag queen. There was
Okay.
no trans. You were male or female, you were gay or straight, period, the end. And
Right.
some bis, supposedly, those existed. But
They do.
they're like unicorns. I think unicorns exist too, though. But no, I always wanted. I didn't know because it was so ingrained in me that you were to be straight. You were to be straight. You were to be straight.
Right.
I dated boys in middle school,
See, that's just so
just
weird.
seems-
including
Yeah.
including one of my guy kids' dads.
weird.
Riley's dad? Jake?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dated him in 5th grade.
I do.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, I wanted her here so I could bring that up because I love, saying, I had your dad before your mom did. It was 5th grade.
Yeah.
But I dated guys, and, nothing really,
Right, just-
back then in 5th grade, we didn't do stuff like you guys do in 5th grade. But
What do kids do in
What
fifth
are
grade?
I'm kidding.
why are you gesturing
I'm
at
kidding.
them?
I'm kidding.
They have been so nice this
you
whole
guys,
time.
you guys in 5th grade. No, I'm kidding. But we didn't
Great.
really.
Maybe middle school.
We held
now.
hands, you know. We
That's
may have
good.
kissed a little. Probably no tongue. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But I did. I knew I always wanted to. I always hung out with the boys. I always rode on the trails with my BMX bike. And Mom even wrote in my baby book. I didn't find this out until later. Always wants to be a boy. And I've got pictures of me that I look back and it's like, how did I not know? Like everybody else knew because
Yeah.
by looking at me.
Yeah.
But then I played softball, of course, because you have to get your gay card. And so I was around other lesbians.
Okay.
And 2 of them were together when we were in middle school. I thought they were just best friends. That's how naive I was. I didn't know what
a pair
gay
of those.
meant.
I think we all do. You know?
Yeah. What?
Just
They're
like-
so
Stop.
close.
So I didn't know, and this was middle school. And then some guy, seriously, and I do a joke about it in my bit, some guy yelled dyke in the cafeteria, and I was kind of like, what's up? I didn't know what that meant. I had no clue what that word meant.
Yeah.
And then, you know, hanging out with some of the friends on softball team, and someone goes, you know you're gay, right? And I'm like, no, I'm not. No. And then there was a girl I met that I liked. And it was all over. And I was like, she kissed me. She goes, what would you do if I kissed you? And I was like, I don't know. And she kissed me, and then I was like, run and call Carrie. Carrie, I kissed a girl, and I think I like it. And I was scared to death about it at first because it wasn't talked about.
Yeah.
This was way before Ellen or anybody famous was out openly.
Right.
So I didn't know, and I was worried about my mom, how she would take it. So I didn't know I was different because I didn't know I was different. I just thought, you know,
Yeah.
I didn't realize it, I guess, for a
Okay.
while. Nothing really happened. How about you?
So, like, I've obviously been through a lot of counseling at this point with the whole trans thing. You have to go through, like, a lot, so you
Oh,
kind of
okay.
learn more
Well, what about the
things.
gay?
Well, the gay I knew in 7th grade. I had a crush on one of my best friends, and she made me try out for basketball, and I wouldn't have tried out for basketball because I'm not athletic. So I kind of knew then something was up because she was just like, it'll be just like playing in the driveway. I'm like, I don't think I can touch your boobs as much. So, but not that you should ever touch girls' boobs while playing sports because that's not appropriate.
No.
We
don't condone it.
we don't believe in toxic
No.
masculinity in here. But no, I think that, you know, from a very young age I knew I was a lot more like my brothers. And then also I used to tell my brothers that I think I liked women the same way male country stars sing about women. And so I think that was like my first connection. And then I got in trouble in preschool for telling all my friends I was going to be a boy someday. And then the preschool teacher like put me in the corner and said like, you can't be a boy someday.
What?
Like, and you need to stop telling people that. And then that led to like a rather uncomfortable discussion with my mom. And then, you know, like years later, here we are. But I think I knew the boy thing at a young age, but then you suppress it because of bad things.
Yeah.
And I knew the girl thing at, you know, like,
So you realized you were trans before you realized you were gay.
yeah, but
Kinda.
then again,
But you didn't
like,
know what it was
right,
at that point.
Right, but then you, like I said, you suppress that when things happen.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That you realized that you were more born in the wrong body than
Now,
you
keep in mind, I don't
realized you
remember
were
it very
lesbian.
well, but like, you know, obviously there's certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I
That's
remember being put in
intriguing.
the corner. I don't remember telling all my friends I'm going to be a boy, but I remember.
I can't believe like the teacher would ridicule you for that. That's...
I can still. She had this like nose piercing, and I still remember just staring at the nose piercing while she yelled at me. 'cause
You
I
had a
was like-
teacher with the nose piercing. Oh my
and she was
God.
mad at me for wanting to be a boy. The nice little like bullhorn or whatever they call it right here.
Septum?
Yeah.
I call it a door knocker.
That's a
That's
good
what it
one.
reminds me of. The
See,
bowls
it
on
just-
the doors.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
see, and then I just think of like bowls, like from like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people can pull them off. But,
Hey,
But
yeah.
a teacher,
She could not
and then
teach
and
her.
then, and then
preschool
she
teacher.
okay,
What?
and then she told you you can't be a boy.
Well, keep in mind, in the like it was 94, 95, you know.
Yeah.
So like that's like when that's when no, you cannot be a boy. I mean, there's stuff to do it, but those are like, you know. Those
That
are,
wasn't that long
Mhm.
ago.
Well, I mean, actually, when you think about it, it was almost 20. It
We're-
was 22 years
yeah.
ago.
Oh God.
So actually, it kind of was a long time ago.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
That's how I mean, I just feel old, so that's why I say
Thank
that
you.
stuff.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. All
Making me
right.
feel
Well,
older.
I guess yeah. Anything else you guys would like to add?
Any other questions?
No?
You guys all know about almost everything there is to know about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're so
Yeah.
quiet about it.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I'm like,
You have to pry it out of her.
Hey,
Yeah,
like,
you
oh, are
do.
you gay? It's
No.
not in your set at all. Actually, I knew Lisa so we and Lisa are in the same comedy competition, like the first year I did comedy, and they literally put all the gay people in a row. There was a bisexual,
boom.
me, and then Lisa. And then Lisa, like, it was like seriously, and there's all white males around us. And then
It was
like
awful. I was like, what the hell?
And so then Lisa goes up, and her first joke is, what was it?
B.E.
No, it was Sears. It was not like because it would have been called a strap-on. And then
Snap-on.
No, then it wouldn't have been called a snap-on tool. And then I remember just being like, that is the queerest queer I've ever seen.
I've never called myself queer, but...
No, like, I call everybody gay queer. It's a nice umbrella term. So.
Well, isn't that what the Q stands for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, now they've incorporated that to be...
What's the difference?
So, like, his girlfriend used to be a lesbian. We did an episode, the L to the Q, just for you. Because now she's queer because she's with a trans man. She's not a lesbian.
And then after, like, so many surgeries.
She's not with a female. He is.
Yeah.
He's a man now.
And she's very, like, good about, like, you know, all the testosterone and everything that kind of goes into it. So.
Well, my girlfriend, that when you met me, you realized it, is married to a trans man.
Okay.
And I asked her, I'm like, so are you still a lesbian? This was way back before that was like the first time I'd ever realized what trans was.
Right, okay.
And she's like, no, I'm considered queer. And I'm like, I don't understand that. And I didn't until this guy.
Okay.
He's really, and this show is really, because I didn't get that. Because it was just like I said, LBGT, straight or gay, male or female, period, the end. And some bis, supposedly. But
she thought bis were going through a phase.
One or the other, choose. No, but no, there are real bis, I guess. Few.
We know one, right?
She's
lesbian. Okay.
See, the problem is, because to be fair, I thought like that for a long time. But to be fair, I think that not the 90s, in like the late 2000s, that's how you came out. It was bisexual, then gay.
Okay.
Yeah, and I noticed that with you guys. You were like, oh, we got all these bisexuals in our school, and I'm like, what? Who would say that?
Male bisexuals. You guys know
That's
a male
weird.
bisexual?
No.
Because
that blows
just
my
something I've
mind.
been learning about recently. A lot of more like guys your age are being more open to that. And
that's why I'm like blown
that.
away. I never women. Okay, that's easy to have sex with a woman just to fool around. I mean, everybody does it in college, even the straight girls.
I know.
But
She looked at us.
I looked up. You can check the footage later. I looked up.
I will kill you.
No,
I know. But no, seriously, I mean, so that's kind of the bisexual. I thought, they're just, and that's just a easy way because they were fooling around, just experimenting. But, I think you're right. I think it was the way that they were coming out nowadays, the easier way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's that little stair step.
I'm totally not gay. I'm just bi.
Well, I mean,
so
I think
it's
I did
better.
it to, like, give my mom hope. But then, like, I shouldn't have done that because now every now and then she'll, like, say to my brothers, do you think Avery will ever be like a guy? And I'll be like, have you met Allie?
Oh.
It's probably not going to happen.
As she brushes her shoulders off over there in the corner.
I have a friend, and he's gay, and I know that he struggles with guys that are like for him for a minute, and then they jump to a girl because I think they're insecure about it.
Oh,
So it's like really upsetting for him because they'll come after him for a while, and then I don't know if they just get scared or what happens, but then they go back to a girl, and he's like, what are you doing?
Like, right. Like,
he's
zone.
very open about it and very comfortable with himself.
Right.
Like, I love him to death. He's one of my favorite people. But it's something he really struggles with because he can't find a guy that will, like, just stay for him because they're so, like, insecure about the situation. They just jump back and forth. Right.
And how old is that then?
I think he's a senior in high school now.
Oh,
Okay, so like 18.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Because the kids...
But that's crazy at that age.
Well, but the kids that he's messing with that go back, they're probably getting harassed.
Yeah.
And then, I'm just kidding, I'm straight.
Well, and I think it's like a lot harder for parents to accept like males.
Well, males are less accepted in general.
Yeah. Because even going
it's
from
cool.
male to female transgender is a lot more difficult.
Well, when I was young and I came out, guys at bars and stuff, all straight, these cisgender straight guys and everything are like, oh, can we watch? That was they thought it was so cool, but a gay guy, they're like, oh, that's that's gross.
So bad.
Yeah, right. It's always been a thing, like in porn, right? Like girl on girl, like guys like that.
It's true.
Right,
No, it is.
Man, your
dad
kids watch porn.
I know.
Why did you death like that?
No, not the porn. Not the porn. Time out. No. Your dad, when he came, we all went after your mother's bachelorette party. She got too drunk and had your dad come pick her up.
Probably.
We all went to the 10, the gay bar.
Okay.
Jake and Toby showed up in matching suit jackets. We all lost our shit because we were like, they look like two gay men coming in this bar, you know. And Toby had to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, I don't trust one of these gay guys not to flirt with him because he's in the bathroom. So I went in there with him, kicked my foot up on the wall and laid back against it when he went and peed and talked to him the whole time. I'm like, I'm sitting here. I'm not letting you get in a fight. Because your dad would have.
Yeah.
But he tells that story all the time about how I went into the bathroom with him because...
No, at a gay bar game, and well, cause especially back then, that was more of like a hookup than like.
Oh yeah.
Now that they have like Grindr and all that.
This one here, she's just like
she
her mom. I'll tell you
that. She talks about glory holes. You got to keep an eye on that one.
There's no. She's her mom. She's exactly her mother.
Okay, then.
That's who taught her.
Your mom is.
Michelle.
Okay, so you talked about all these people.
Yeah.
I haven't met them, but I've heard about them.
We go to dinner every month.
Yeah,
we've still been friends since we were 5, and sometimes the girls get to come with us.
Sometimes.
So,
I haven't been to one.
Oh. Yeah, but we
Is
all...
that the scooter group?
Yeah, no, not this. No,
never heard.
We have the bird scooters downtown. We have a little gang on those, but no, that's different.
Okay.
Those are my homos. These are my promos.
Oh.
Pro homo.
Gotcha.
They've been my promos forever. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for doing this. Appreciate it.
No, I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you guys being good guests too. Like you guys really were very informative. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you.
And that one's wild. So.
I'm not wild.
No, she's not wild. She's just her mother. She's just.
This has been Gays of Our Lives. Make sure to check out the Gays online at www.laughs.life. And since Lisa and Avery don't have a lot of money, this episode has been brought to you by
Higher Life CBD Dispensary. From tinctures and lotions to dry leaf, water, and even ice cream. Stop by 901 North Penn. And by Morgan & Company Designs, your one-stop shop for all your custom t-shirt needs.